Okay, it's springtime and time to do the finishing touches to my Psalm sound. So today I finished off a few final parts of the trailer, and I know I'd had some requests to video the trailer in more detail as others are interested to see how it turned out. So it's been back a good while now from the galvanizing company, and it's been out in the weather and seems to be holding up okay so far. What do I want to show you about this? Okay, well, starting from the first thing you'll notice is that the tow hitch is actually on a separate beam, and that beam, as far as I recall, was a 60mm box section which slides in here and is pinned by two pins, this pin here and another pin behind here in those two holes. The idea being that you can actually make it telescopic when you get to launching the boat. The hope is that we won't have to launch the car as well, so that we can extend the tow bar by maybe 10 feet or so, assuming we have a suitable ramp. Now, what else can I tell you about this? Most of the things we did were made adjustable. So, for example, this is the main beam for hauling in the boat. The bow of the boat rests here. This carries the mast, which is a conventional Marconi mast rather than the gaff rig. Because it's just clamped here by two bolts here and two bolts here, you can move it fore and aft as you wish. Similarly, you can do the same with these. They move in and out, and they're also articulated this way, so they allow you to snug up to the boat. I'm going to put another piece of that. That's very hard foam, and I'm going to put another piece here to line into the laps of the hull. These are just little checkered plates that I was finishing off today fore and aft, so that when we go into the water we have something to stand on. The rear ones are a little different. They are also articulated, but you can see there's a thread on them, so they twist around to adjust to the height. But more interestingly, there's a pin here which I've just taken out that slides in here and is held by a little oar clip. Here we go, where is it? There we go. And the idea being, I'll take off the magnetic light, is that you can take these side ones off when you come to launch. They then pull back and slip off. They're a little bit tight now because of the galvanizing, but a few little clouts of a hammer will sort that out and they'll free up with use of that, no doubt. That was the idea of Brendan, who basically built the trailer for me, or say we built it together, but Brendan did the lion's share of the work, and that was his idea, and I think a very smart one. Time will tell. The center, which holds the keel, is it looks like a channel piece, but it's not. It's actually two angles that have actually been welded on together. If I lift up this rubber matting, you can see how that works. Yep, there you go. You can see how that's been welded to the center beam. And that matting is about ½ inch. I think it is for animal bedding, for a cow shed, that type of thing. Got it in a local agricultural supplier store as a cut-off. It was for nothing, so ideal. Suspension is simply in suspension units, 750 kg units, and there they are. And it may look a bit peculiar, but that's the recommended way of putting them on, is with 3 bolts like that, rather than welding them, and presumably so that you can replace them in time. The challenge we had primarily in this all the way was, because we wanted to make the unit telescopic, we had to make the center beam as one, so that there were so all of the cross members, we couldn't cut them or do anything with it. They had to be welded to the outside. So that did slow us down a little bit in building it. If you had plans starting out, it might be a lot easier, but just building it as you go along and taking molds from the boat as we did, to actually build it, it was a slower process than certainly I had anticipated. Jockey wheel in the front, and that's about it. The copious holes were in a vain attempt to try and lighten the thing as much as possible, because it does weigh a bit. but it's rock solid. We've had the boat on it, towing it, and everything seems to go very smoothly. We haven't launched yet, so time will tell how that works out. So that is our trailer. I keep the center beam separate away for security reasons, in case anybody would just like to hitch it up and tow it away. They can't really do that without that. So there you go. Hope that helps.